Welcome to part three. We're joined by Kent. I'm just waiting for him to log in. Women fancy him, men want to train with him. We're joined by Kent, the hardcore's hardcore. How you doing, Kent?
Back in, Russell.
You're back on. We're back on form today, aren't we, Kent, me and you? All we need now is Terry tomorrow for encore and a three-parter. So we should be joined by Terry tomorrow. It's all good stuff. We're taking no prisoners this week. If anybody is offended by anything, get out more. Go take a bird out. Take her for a pint or something. KFC. We'll take her home and rattle her in nettles. So, right. Opie Price, 21 month out the ring. Lee Wood were 19 and a half. They both didn't fight for a long period of time after that October 23 fight, beginning of October, I think it was, or July next week, aren't we? So pushing on for 21 months, but Lee Woods just had a fight. Is Opie injured? When Bombay Dave were pulled about it the other day, and he went, "Oh, he's injured and shot off." But normally, we can't shut Bombay Dave up, can we? With Sunday sermons and Monday mass. So, what do you think? What do you think, Ken? What's going on here?
21 months is a long time to be injured, Russell.
9 months in it for a fractured skull. But so what's happened to Opie? What's happened?
It's an awful long time to be out of the ring for any young fighter, like for any fighter, whether it's a young fighter, a fighter coming to the end of their career. It's a very, very long time.
Very
long time. And if you're out of the ring 21 months, it's going to take you 20. Say he come back on Saturday, he's basically starting his career over again. Like you're back to square one.
What if he come back this week?
Yeah,
you're got no lined up, hope here. And they're saying he could be out for the rest of the year. So he could be, when he gets to October, that's 2 years out at ring. Nobody's asking any questions. The silence around it's unbelievable. Dennis McCann, he's been out nearly a year now. Nobody's going on about that, are they? Nobody wants to mention it. If that were Moses Itoma, there would be hell to pay. Nobody would even dare say he tested dirty. Not that we're saying Opie and Lee would tested dirty, because we don't have any proof whatsoever, do we? But there's something a bit smelly around all this, and it's not Sky Nicholson's knickers. You know what I mean? So I don't know, mate. It is what it is. Do we want to see Warrington against Wood too? What is that now?
What for? What for?
What for? They're both being knocked from pillar to post. I don't know. Could they dig them up? Could they dig them up for one more run?
Well, it's Matchroom in the UK. So who does Matchroom now have in the UK that will actually sell a fight?
Dalton Smith, but he doesn't do tickets, does he? He can't sell Sheffield. If they put Rhino on at Sheffield, they've got to put Dalton Smith on as well, haven't they? Terry Harper, they'd have to put on. She doesn't do tickets now. They'd have to. Maybe hard to sell Sheffield Arena, I know that. But Warrington would. Could they put that on at Sheffield with Rhino as chief support? I don't know.
I don't think they would do that. I think what they would do with Warrington and Wood, I actually think now that I don't know who sells more tickets, Wood or Warrington. It will be basically whoever sold the last amount of tickets and the fresher. So I think Warrington looked bloody awful in his last fight there, like awful. I thought Lee Wood looked bloody awful in his last fight as well. You know, Anto just smashed him. That fight will go to whoever has sold the most amount of tickets in the last 18 months. That for me, now Wood has been in the ring a long time, but it'll probably be head to head on who sold the most tickets. Look what happened in Sheffield the last time that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom went. You know, Kiko Martinez knocked out Kid Galahad. and Alicia Baumgardner absolutely poleaxed Terry Harper. There was about 10 people in the arena. Like, it was empty.
Well, that's why Eddie's
So,
not working with Harper, isn't it? They'll work with you on a fight by fight basis. Now she'll not get a deal with him, will she? It'll be when you need it, isn't it? Kind of thing.
so the last time they went to Sheffield, it was an absolute disaster for them. For me, that was kind of the start of the UK matchroom stable. That was the start of the downfall.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that, but they're not going to come out and say that, are you, Spotty Frank Smith?
You know, it's not like Sheffield. You know, everybody thinks Sheffield, the big hotbed of boxing, but it's not. You know, when Sheffield was at its best, you know, you had Clinton Woods, you had Ren Rhodes, you had a lot of the
Ryan
fighters
Rhodes is
from.
probably the best fighter out that Ingle Gym technique wise. And him and Bomber, they never got a world title, did they? But they were big dogs for me. They were. I could watch them all day. Then
That was the 90s was the last great era of boxing in Sheffield, and you look at those great shows that
you
Warren
remember
was
when
doing, like
Ryan Rhodes done Jamie Moore?
Brit Pack.
He just done him with technical ability. He just got everything right that night. Didn't you remember?
You know, you look at the big card that they put on. You know, the Brit Pack
What about the
card,
full
and
Monty in '97? I was there, mate. I was 27 that weekend. Do you remember?
fantastic. And that actually was a sale and standalone VHS tape. Like, they were selling all them
They were a
tapes,
bricktop
and
show, that. Calzaghe and Eubank were afterthought that night. They came on right at the end.
yeah, but it's nowhere like that now. It's absolutely nowhere, and I think boxing now has lost its roots. It's lost its working class, and I think when you look at all that crap that Matchroom did during COVID, you know, Matchrooms in Matchroom Square Garden, as they were calling it,
Yeah.
it was just pure snobbery. It was the type of people that were going to that event were not boxing people. You know, that's kind of like snobbery. You know, I want to be seen in a boxing event
Yeah.
with people that don't really know anything about boxing. And what boxing has become now, the last 4 or 5 years, it's been more a social event than actually a boxing event.
Gimmick
And I think that's
fights
been,
now, innit? We've got gimmick fights like Rhino against Elmer Fudd. That were basically like a misfits fight, wasn't it, really? Okay. Callum Smith against David Benavidez. Jim Royal, aka Smiggers Titties, aka Paul Smith. Oh, not Paul Smith. The PR guy for Callum Smith. Oh, God. So we've got Paul Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths, the Beatles of boxing. Eddie Hearn's words. Paul Smith says Callum Smith against Benavidez is not going to happen. Callum Smith will get lit up.
I just, any video I see of Paul Smith, I would have, I'd honestly, he know what he needs to do. Actually, smile. You know, he gives me depression even looking at him. But, you know, for going for what Callum Smith really needs to do is just fight the likes of Yard, maybe a rematch with Boatsi,
Yeah.
and possibly wait for a world title somewhere down the line. But that's the only way. If he goes straight in the Benavidez fight, you get absolutely smashed to pieces, and he's no way back.
Yeah. Okay. Jarrell Miller's coming back. Coming back from what? Pizza or KFC?
Big Pharmacy Miller
Pharmacy
against
Miller.
Big Pharmacy Miller against the other big baby and Jared Anderson. Like that's like it's a bit funny that you know Gerard Miller was basically rinsing AJ because Jared Anderson was talked about as a potential opponent for AJ, but now he's potentially fighting him. That's just purely hypocritical from Big Pharmacy. But you look at Big Pharmacy's career, you look at the amount of drug tests he's failed, you look at his antics and his language in press conferences. It's not really a guy there that's got a lot of integrity, is it?
No, they're in. Okay. Fruity gets sentenced at end of August. He can get up to 16 years, apparently. He ran a trial, were found guilty. Ryan Rhodes come out in Bob Westerdale's article at Sheffield Star, said he's innocent. Gabby McDonald, by looks at print, came out and it said, do you read it? He said, his look ran out or something, so I don't know what to make them all up. Have you read what he's put? Did you read it?
Yeah, send me it. Just send me it.
I haven't got it on it. It's on Sheffield Star. It's on Sheffield Star.
Flip me.
Can
That's
you
not the
get
smartest.
3 bags of frozen prawns out the freezer in the garage? Is that? Why am I Joey? So I don't know what to make of that regarding Fruity, but I'll take bets on it that he gets hammered because my mate got a 12 and he went guilty and he didn't have no form. He got a 12 for that same encrypto shit, whatever they got. Oh, you can't see anything on any phone. All these WhatsApp things that says you're safe and all that. It's just to draw you in. So he obviously thought he were clever, but well, you're not my cup of tea. If it were me, they'd be pissing the pants. So I'm pissing my pants. But I notice a lot of people coming out in support of Fruity. This is how I look at it. Let's see where the people are in a few years. You know what I mean? Because it's a long, hard slog in there. Let's see you go to visit people in Nick. Let's see you go pay people's newspaper bills like I do for my pals in there. The only people who will do stuff like that are people who know what it's like to be in there. And half of these have not got a parking ticket hanging around Fruity. So Fruity, you've got a long, hard road now running the gauntlet from the purple one. So I think he'll probably get same as what my mate got, 12, but he'd probably get more because he's run a trial and they don't like that. Trust me, I know. I've been slaughtered. The sentence didn't pass because you're going on trial, aren't you? So, but he was always going to be knackered when his co-accused went guilty. You know what I mean? His co-accused might not have put him in, but it's as good as, isn't it, Ken? It's like me and you robbing a bank and getting caught and me going, oh, I'm not guilty, me, Ken, I'm all the way. And you going, oh, I'm guilty, I'm not risking it because you get a third, they knock a third off. Well, why are you guilty? And I'm saying I'm not, and I'm here. You see, I'm coming from. That's the cold, hard light of day. So, you know what I say to that? Go to a prison canteen and buy some Cocoa Palmer's butter. It won't hurt as much. When the purple one's banging away on the nest with you, pop, pop, bang. Am I bad laughing here? I'm the type of guy that laughs at Joshua getting flogged. So, everybody in boxing laughed. And then to me, they did. Put it all on here. And then what do? They go on the socials and go, I'm gutted, he'll come back. Setbacks paved the way for comebacks. And even Ali got beat. You see where I'm coming from, Kent? The two-faced hypocrisy of it. So do you rip, Fruity? Why is Lawrence Okoli getting no love? And why do I get hammered in comment section by utter gimps regarding him? The guy, last 2 fights he's had, he's put him on button moan in round 1. He's fighting at a weight he's comfortable at because he was drained to death at Cruiser. So can we judge him after he's been in with somebody who's good. You know what I mean? He's just
Well,
weight, isn't it? They get Usyk a soft one in Chisora and Tim Witherspoon, didn't they? Or Tim Witherspoon's Chaz Witherspoon, sorry.
Chaz.
So why can't Lawrence have two like that? I don't know. Is it 1 for 1?
It's not really a soft fight in Kevin Lorena, Russell. You look what Kevin Lorena done with.
And what about these Bridgerweight one and this other dude he's just done 15-0 and an 18-1 guy? Look, he's lit him up. That's all he can do, and it light him up in round one. What's a better win than that?
That this fight against Kevin Lorena is possibly a banana skin fight. Kevin Lorena give Dubois a lot of trouble. And listen, Russell, all this talk about his knees blew out and his ankle, he rolled his ankle. They weren't actually rushing to come back and have a rematch with Kevin Lorena.
You know why he struggled against Kevin Lorena, John Coffey? Two things. One, all that cornbread he eats. He eats too much cornbread. And two, he was a southpaw.
Absolutely. And that just goes to show that, Kevin Lorena is a really good fighter. And he's no soft touch. He stepped up to heavyweight because he wasn't getting fights at cruiserweight. And, he hurt Dubois basically every time he landed a shot. And, obviously they talked about, Dubois' balance went because his knees blew out and he rolled his ankle and this and that. They weren't rushing to go back and getting a rematch against him. So I think this fight against Lorena is a really, really tough fight. And style-wise, obviously it's a southpaw. He can't punch a bit. I think this is a really good trade fight it's kind of gone over under the radar a bit. So I think if Lawrence Okoli looks really, really impressive in this fight, let's be honest.
He does, because if he lights him up and does a better job than John Coffey did, he'll cement his position where he is, Lawrence, because he's WBC #1, isn't he?
It's like Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte would rather go and get absolutely rinsed by Moses than jump in the ring against Lawrence Okoli and get absolutely rinsed. That's why he's fighting Moses. So I think it's a good fight for Lawrence. I think if he wins this fight decisively, it's a WBC silver. He could get a high ranking with WBC. Not that getting a high ranking from a WBC means anything nowadays. So, that the WBC, let's be honest, Pacquiao Barros is the exact same as basically look back in the day when you just need to go and look at the likes of Costa Tszyu against Duran. Like that was absolutely embarrassing. Or sorry, Costa Tszyu against Chavez. You look at Duran. Obviously that was a WBA strap against William Joppy, but sanctioning bodies, getting high ranking from sanctioning bodies doesn't actually mean anything nowadays.
Okay. Manny Pacquiao, Barrios, and Crusher Ben's flying out to be ringside. He's got the winner. How can that be?
I think it's regardless of who the winner is going to be in that fight. I think Conor Benn next will be against Pac-Man, win or lose.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one for you, Kent. We'll wait for time here. Here's one for you. Cameron Vaughn, Wardley Atoma, Anthony Joshua, if he's still with Boxer Size Ben, amongst others with Boxer Size Ben. Is he the new Adam Booth? Go to Adam Booth! Is he the new go-to guy?
I don't see why, because I see all his fighters fight the exact same way. They're all very predictable. You look at AJ in that last fight, he looked unrecognizable as a fighter, defensively, offensively.
He'll not miss that again, looking like that, would he, AJ? Sure. Oh, you can't. He's been out 9 months. He ain't got a fight lined up. Is AJ retired? Fury says he's retired. But I've been told they're hanging on for the 2-fight deal. They're just waiting for it to approve. So they're going to keep saying they're retired, they're retired, they're retired, they're retired. I always say, don't I? Think the opposite. Something's brewing, kid. My Porky sense is tingling.
Yeah, definitely waiting about for the scraps and what's happening. It all depends what happens with Usyk.
Scraps.
It does.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fruity. Don't forget Parma's butter when you're taking something like that. Oh, fruity, eh? You see, I know what Fruity's got to go through now. It's some long days and some long summer sweaty nights in that cell. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be good. I'll never do it again. Imagine all that on a Saturday night when their lasses getting dressed up to hit the town.
Russell, you're absolutely
I've been through all that, mate, and everybody
ruthless.
Hey?
You're ruthless.
Hey, listen, mate. When I was doing mine, that lot used to absolutely howl on the night out in Mexico. Oh, look at everybody joking.
Relentless. You're relentless.
Karma is a bitch. Pop, pop, bang. But you shouldn't sell that kind of stuff, do you? Because that's what it does to kids. It's the knock-on effect, isn't it? Not the guys at the top. It's the knock-on effect in the area when you've got people on mountain bikes going to my kids' playground and stuff like that, and then teachers think, "Oh, you can't park there now because we're pulling this off because it's drug dealers and all that." And I'm like, "Wow," you know what I mean, kind of thing. I'm the last person to talk, but all I ever wanted, what I wanted to mess about with that, would get out my brains. You know what I mean? But it is, and I'm just glad I don't bother with it now. I mean, I'm going to Malmason tonight for a night out in Birmingham, but I won't be out my brains. I'll just be like, "You cocktails?" But okay, right. Kent. Adam Booth, is he back in mix with Josh Kelly?
Well, after that last fight, it didn't really tell you anything, Russell, did it? It wasn't.
No.
It doesn't tell you anything, Russell. I don't think. I think somebody like Josh Kelly with no name brand value whatsoever, calling out Conor Benn, it doesn't cut it. He's going to have to do it the hard way. He's going to have to go and be the B side.
You got a budgie in there, Kent?
Yeah, birds, 2 birds. Do you hear them?
Why, Birdman of Alcatraz?
Yeah, I have a bird Avery.
Kent with his birds, eh? Cheaper night out than some of them birds I took out, Kent, back in the day, eh? Hey? You know. Hey, Kent, what did you think to the video earlier? Shape I'm in, kid, eh?
You're on the nuts, juices, and berries that Terry talks about.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, if I am, I need a fucking refund, mate. No. Creatine for 18 months, I don't bother with it now because I'm wired up to death, man. I won't sleep in it. I couldn't sleep on it. No, that's our graft, that kid, our graft and eating correctly. You can get there, and then if you set your goals. I took you
Absolutely, yeah.
Took you bicycle running shoes and that running, biking or swimming, consecutive days and then a weight session. So I've got there on merit, kid, and it just shows you it can be done. But I used to train hard back in the day, but then you just eat all wrong food, didn't you? But hey, listen, 9.8 body fat percent. So I'm happy, mate. I'm happy. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
That's good. Like, it's all right training hard. Like, I say it all the time, guys training hard in the gym and doing this and doing that, but their body, they don't change because they eat the wrong food, eat the wrong food at the wrong time, poor sleep, poor recovery. Your body's not adapting. So you've done really well. Just the key to it's just consistent eating and consistent training. It's simple. You could take a body shot now.
Oh, I can.
You could take a body shot.
Well, listen, I've seen people with 6-packs take a body shot. Forgot to tell you, I'm having a 6-pack. You're not breathing correctly when you get it there. You go over, don't you? You know what I mean?
It's, pure aesthetics. If you've got a six pack, doesn't mean you can take a body shot.
Correct,
It's
correct.
about being conditioned, the muscles getting hit around that area. But
But
you've done really well. It's just keep being consistent with it.
well, I try my best. Uh, I think that's about it, really. Fury said on Sky Sports yesterday he's still bitter over the judging. How can he be bitter over the judging? He won 6 rounds out
Got
of
beat.
24. Pardon?
He got beat.
Got beat, didn't he? It's he got beat, and it is what it is, isn't it? I suppose. Let me just get that thing on. There you go, 45 quid to buy, I think it is, though, around about that on Amazon. It's called Shreds and it's 4 kilo. That's your shake. Two of them a day. But if I don't have a shake, like I've had like one big and put into two because this morning, later on I'll have just one slice of toast, half tin of tomato and brown bread. I'll have a jacket taking that, and that'll be it. But I'm going out tonight, so I'm feeling cocktails because I've got Friday feeling. But that's my treat for me, that bit of alcohol. But I don't booze like every day like I used to. A couple of nights a week. Well, that's it. But the shake, you can put in bananas. Peter Fury used to say to me, get bananas in peanut butter and honey and an egg. And I put that in it as well, that algae. I get these. So everything's all right. But yeah, just eat in moderation. But go for a run in the morning, kickstart your metabolism. And that's what you told me to do. And I've stuck to that, Kent. Every other day, run or bike or swim. And I think that's good if you do something in the morning because it gives you an appetite, doesn't it?
Basically, what you're doing is you're running. If you're running in the morning, you're basically running off yesterday's stores of carbohydrates. Then once you use that, you're running off your natural fat stores. So you're kind of going straight into fat burning right away, which is really, really good. And then you do your strength session later on as well, which is brilliant. It just you're getting your fat burning done in the morning. And if you're doing too much cardio, it's really, really hard for you to build lean muscle. So if you've got a low body fat now, it's going to be even easier for you to
Very
build.
easy. You can see results, can't you? Because you've not got fat
Yeah,
going over your work, have you?
absolutely.
Sculpture, isn't it? Well, I'm really impressed. It spurs me on. We'll finish on this question then. Sam Jones. Can he suck one dick at once or can he get two in at the same time? Can he? What is it, two or is it three? What is it?
Hat trick.
Is it
Hat trick
can he
hero.
get turkeys, Eddies, and Frank? Oh, is he the
Hat
biggest
trick.
cocksucker in boxing at the moment?
He's a hat trick hero.
You know what I mean? He's annoying me.
Hat trick hero.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, Ken, it's Friday. What you got planned for the weekend?
I'm actually working all weekend.
Yeah. Oh, time and a half on a Saturday, Kent, and double bubble Sunday.
Definitely not. Not you don't get contracts I got now.
Okay, well, listen, give your mum my love, and I hope you're well, you and your family, Kent. You take care.
Buzzing. All right, bro.
All right.
Peace out.
You mate. Thank you very much. That was Kent from Northern Ireland, a friend of the channel since the beginning, really. It's 8 year in October since I started it. Working at big runs when I could see the future. I thought, Dennis is not going anywhere with this stable here. Dennis, get in touch with me. Let me know what day in September we're going to fight in that exhibition for charity. I've told you where I want the money to go for the fee that you promised me. I want it to go to RSPCA, and I want to see it on a screenshot before I climb into the ring with you. And once that's done, I'll be in the ring. So it's no good we're doing 5-6 tables or Spartan Demolition, my sponsors doing 5-6 tables, and you doing your usual one table, Dennis. So we're doing all that if you don't pay the money, because I want somebody to have something out of me blood, sweat, and tears of me getting fit. And if it don't happen, Dennis, I'll just get fitter and fitter, won't I? But fitness will be the key to beating you. All right, Dennis, the thoroughbred against me, the mongrel. Oh, we'll see, Dennis, won't we? I'll have a challenge. So I want to set my mind to, I can usually achieve it. All right. That's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this three-parter with Kent. And I hope nobody's offended with what I've said. All right. Well, peace out. Pop, pop, bang. Don't forget to subscribe and share amongst your pals. Booyaka.